How's it going, guys? Halloween is almost upon us, so today I wanted to do something different. I'm going to do a top 10 list of movies that you should see this month before Halloween is here. I'm going to break this list into 2 videos. That way it's short and sweet. So I'm going to do 5 in this video, 5 in the next video. So here is part 1 of 2 of the top 10 movies you should see for Halloween. Alright, first up is Phantasm. One of my all-time favorites. Used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. Scared the shit out of me. Well, actually it still does, honestly. It's a sci-fi horror film. Absolutely great. It's really cheesy. B-movie level. If you love those kind of movies, especially really good horror sci-fi that just kind of boggles your mind, this is it. It has a really good ending and everything. And it has one of the most iconic horror villains of all time, the Tall Man. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of the best. He's my number 1, if you ask me. He's great. And he's scary as shit. The Tall Man disguises himself as a mortician. He goes around these small towns digging up these bodies and taking them over to his planet. And there's a little boy who starts to see these things. He tries to tell people. Nobody believes him. And then the whole town just starts disappearing. And all these bodies start disappearing. And then his brother and his friend Reggie, they decide to band together to fight the Tall Man. And that's all I'm going to say, other than to tell you that the reason why this movie scared me as a kid, well, obviously because of the Tall Man, but there was a mirror in this kid's bedroom, and it was sitting on the back of the kid's closet. Well, there's a scene in the movie where the kid goes up to that mirror, he closes the door, and he sees the Tall Man in the reflection. And that scared the shit out of me, because there's a signature saying that the Tall Man says, "Boy." Whenever he says that, sends chills up my spine every single time. So I had a closet just like that with a mirror on the back when I was a kid, and I always leave that damn door open. I would put my dresser up against that door so it would not close, because I didn't want to close that thing and see a Tall Man in the reflection. That's how bad he scared me as a kid. Even though he scared the living daylights out of me, I still rewatch this movie because it's so awesome and it's so much fun to watch. Yes, it's cheesy. It's over the top. As I said, B-movie level. One of the most underrated horror sci-fi movies ever. It has a really good villain. Has great atmosphere. It's fantastic. Check it out. Number 2 on the list, The Gate. The gate beyond which the demons wait to take back what is theirs? Yeah, that happens in the movie. And let me explain. Okay, the movie is about 2 kids. They find a portal to hell in their backyard. These demons are coming up through the portal and they're ready to take over Earth, and it's up to them to stop them. The boy in this movie, his name's Glenn. He discovers the demons because he has a dream that his treehouse gets struck by lightning, falls over, and opens up the portal to hell. But before I seen this movie, this is how it relates to me. I had that same dream. Treehouse got struck by lightning and fell over, and construction workers came the next day to fix it and clean it all up. Well, it's crazy how that happened before I seen this film. Because when I seen this, I was scared shitless. And I kept telling my mom, there's demons in our backyard and I gotta stop them. So I'd go outside and there was this hole in the backyard still from where the tree fell over. And I would cover it up with all these wood pallets and everything to keep the demons from coming in. And that's pretty much what they do in this movie. And I would watch that and just think that there's demons in my backyard. I was a kid, I had a wild imagination, 7 years old, okay? But great movie, absolutely wonderful. Great special effects with the demons. A lot of it's puppeteering, practical, and costumes and stuff like that. So it's very good. If you have not seen it, please check it out. It's totally worth it. The Gate is awesome. All right, next up is Stir of Echoes, number 3 on the list. Stir of Echoes stars Kevin Bacon. He gets hypnotized at a party, and then he starts seeing ghosts and spirits, hearing voices, and these images in his head are telling him to do things, and they're leading him to somewhere, but he doesn't want to listen to them at first, and the ghosts are getting more aggravated and pissed off at him, and it's making him just go crazy and lose his mind, and it's awesome. And that's all I'm going to say about the film. It's a really good haunted house movie. Kevin Bacon is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite roles of his. I absolutely love it. And what's even more great about it is it was filmed in Chicago, where my wife used to live. And she used to live down the road from the house where this is filmed. That is awesome. But another thing, this movie holds a really special place in my heart because me and my mom, she passed away in 2003, but She would watch this movie all the time with me. Me and her together, watch it over and over and over and over. We absolutely loved this movie. And till this day, I still love it. After all these years, still love this movie. Great haunted house movie. Very effective. Really great ending. Absolutely love it. Check it out. Stir of Echoes. The Voices, starring Ryan Reynolds. Oh yeah, Deadpool himself. That's right. Gotta have a movie with Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Alright, this movie's about Ryan Reynolds. He's a factory worker. He's an everyday guy. He's really nice. Nobody really likes him because of how weird and crazy that he is. Tries to get along with everybody. But he has a problem. He has a mental issue. He hears voices in his head. Projects those voices through people or animals. And he has a dog and a cat. The dog is really good and outgoing just like him. But the cat is an asshole and hates people and hates Ryan Reynolds. And so Jerry becomes a serial killer by accident and starts killing people. He's not meaning to do it, but it's just the way things are going in this movie, so he's doing it. And the cat's telling him to kill more people and just keep doing it. And the dog's telling him not to. As I've said, the dog's good, the cat's bad. And it's his voices in his head. But when he takes medications, he doesn't hear those voices. It's such a great movie. Ryan Reynolds is fantastic in this film. He is just awesome. And he filmed this before he did Deadpool. It was good preparation for that movie. So yeah, it's awesome. Fantastic. Yeah, this movie is tons of fun. It's very funny. Very crazy. See a lot of crazy stuff in here. And there's even a musical number in the movie. And it's hilarious. And it's really weird, but it's hilarious. I love it. Great movie. Check it out. The Voices. Yeah. Last up on the list is, I saved the best for last because this movie probably means more to me than any of them on this list. And I'll tell you why. Number 1 is The Final Girls. The Final Girls is about this girl and her mom. They're extremely close. Very close. The mom dies in a tragic car accident. The girl survives. A year later, the girl decides to celebrate with her friends, and her friends convince her, well, why don't we honor the memory of your mom by going to watch one of her movies, because she was a movie star. And she was really popular for being in a movie, pretty much a rip-off of Friday the 13th. Well, an accident happens. It projects them inside the movie itself. So when they get in the movie, they realize they gotta go through each scene of the film and do it a certain way. Otherwise, they just keep repeating over and over and over because they're not following the film itself. They gotta follow each scene as it goes along. And eventually, the girl confronts her mom. Her mom's just a character in the movie. She doesn't know her. She doesn't know she has a daughter. She's not that same woman. But in the girl's mind, she's reflecting back on the memories of her mom, and she wants to take her mom out of the movie and come back to the real world and live her life again. But it just doesn't work that way. And that's all I'll say about the movie. But why it means so much to me is because, as I said earlier, my mom passed away in 2003, and before she passed, me and her had a few bad fights when I was 15, and I wanted to get my license, and I said some things to my mom that I wish I'd never said. Called her a lot of hateful names because I was a young teenager. I was stupid. I thought I knew everything, as teenagers do. And me and her got in a really bad fight. And then the very next night, she passed away. And I wish I could take all that back. And I'm not trying to get emotional on you guys. I apologize, but that's why this movie means a lot to me. This movie helped me gain closure after all these years. I blamed myself for years that I was the reason that she died because I stressed her out so much, and that's why. There's scenes in this film between the mother and the daughter that are so emotional, and just, it kind of reflects back on, I wish I could jump into a movie and my mom would be there and I could take her back with me. You know, something like that, even though that's not the case here. But I wish something like that would happen, where I'd have that second chance to tell her I was sorry. And I felt like this movie did that for me. The movie gave me that chance to say I was sorry, and in a weird roundabout way, and I was able to gain closure. And plus, there's a song in this movie, Betty Davis Eyes, the daughter and the mother listen to that song, and that's like the mother's favorite song. And that was my mom's favorite song. That's crazy. That's eerie. So the people that made this movie, wow. But that's all I'll say. This movie is fantastic. I highly recommend you watch it. It makes fun of a lot of horror tropes. It takes the horror genre and just turns it on its head. And it's just so much fun. You'll have a total blast. But it's also very emotional. As I've said, the mother and daughter scenes are fantastic. Never thought I'd ever get emotional in a horror movie. It's more of a horror comedy, but still. Fantastic, well acted, very well done. The Final Girls. Stay tuned next week for part 2. 5 more movies coming your way. More recommendations. I hope you enjoyed this video, something a little different. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on all these films, and have you seen them? Have you seen any of them? Or if you're going to go watch them here soon, that would be awesome if you did. Come back here and let me know what you thought of them. The digital code giveaway for October 28th is coming right around the corner, so don't forget to check out that video, my Blu-ray updates. You'll see it at the end of this video, and I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check it out and see how you could win some really good digital codes. And plus, there's some digital codes that I'm giving away in another video, which you'll also see here. And as always, guys, if you like this, please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. And until next time, hasta la vista, baby.